document drama. The discovery of 5 additional pages marked classified at President Biden's home in Delaware. The president did not address that situation yesterday during a visit to the Ebenezer Baptist Church.
It's fucked up. Why didn't he do that? Can you imagine in the middle of like Martin Luther King celebrations in a town that has been like decimated, or not decimated, but like devastated by a hurricane or a tornado just before? My expectation was for Joseph Robinette Biden to get up there and be like, "Look alive, Jack. I'm mishandling the documents."
And the White House said on Saturday that this latest batch was discovered on Thursday. Around 20 potentially classified records have been found at locations associated with the president, for those keeping count.
Bro, this motherfucker was taking documents everywhere. He was taking documents everywhere he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Amid growing calls for transparency, the chair of the House Oversight Committee, which is investigating the documents matter, sent this letter to the White House Sunday, requesting the visitor log of President Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home from his first day as president to now.
This shit happens with every president. By the way, the only reason a big deal is being made out of it is because Trump was not complying with returning the ones he has. Yes. Exactly. Ultimately, everyone is mishandling documents. That's why they had like similar things about Obama, similar things about Clinton, similar things in the past about every other fucking president. Okay? Because they're fucking documents. The difference is when the FBI comes in and says, "Hey, you've been mishandling documents. Can you please give them back to us? Let's not make a big deal out of this." You go, "Yes, of course. Please take them. Didn't know I had them. My bad." Of course, Trump didn't do that. That's the main point. Still doesn't make it right, though. Yeah, well, good luck, making this. I feel like liberal media is doing more to try and make this a big news story than Republicans are. I'm sorry. Like, they were able to do that with Donald Trump. They were able to make it a big deal, okay, with Donald Trump. Why? Because it's Donald Trump. And 2, because Donald Trump did the most Trump thing, which was instead of cooperating with the FBI and going, "Yeah, of course, here, take the documents, my bad," he literally tried to like weirdly keep some behind. That's it. Steven Crowder was calling for civil war at the Trump docs, even funnier in hindsight. Yeah, I love that. Remember, at the time, I said the same shit. Like the idea that this is like a big deal, the biggest deal of all time, like conservatives losing their minds over this is so funny. It's very, very stupid to like try to turn this into a big drama moment. And it shows me that Republicans are kind of desperately flailing around. You have the normal Republicans, right? You have like the insane Republicans who are like demon hunters and stuff and think that like everyone's a pedophile, everyone's a demon. You got to fucking cast those demons out, whatever. Those are like the Republicans that are the MAGA Republicans, right? The cool ones, the funny ones. And then you have these other Republicans that are like the New York Times watching Republicans who are like the never Trump Republicans and stuff. I feel like they would probably care about this shit. They'd be like, well, this gives them an out to just kind of make them feel better by like criticizing Biden, but from like a centrist right-wing position to be like, well, the way everyone lost their mind about Donald Trump was valid, but why is there not enough coverage on this? But ultimately, this is not going to fucking push papers. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like this is a media moment trying to turn this into like a big thing, and it's just not really happening. And I don't even think hogs give a shit about it. But maybe I'm wrong. I would love to hear your maybe you have MAGA relatives that are like, this is fucked up. This is so fucked up. Actually, we need to shut this down, impeach him right now. It's weird because like I don't even see that on the right wing news, and they can't even like fake being mad at this. Like it doesn't even keep their attention. It just seems very mid. And part of it is because even like the center right New York Times reading Republicans are not even making a big deal out of this other than like on CNN. And what I mean by that is this will ultimately show that like the DOJ is actually an objective institution for good. Like that's all that this is going to do. Do you know what I mean? Because like, Joe Biden is a good man and he cooperated with the authorities and immediately got all of their documents. And, he made an honest mistake. And look, the DOJ did the right thing and they covered it thoroughly and they investigated it thoroughly and they retrieved all the documents. And it's just like stupid. I don't think anybody cares about it. Yeah, look, see, this is way better. Look, this got 42,000 likes, brother. Look at that. Look at that. This shit pops. This bangs. Democrats want to ban gas stoves. They want to ban gas cars. They want to ban plastic bags. They want to ban plastic straws. They want to ban guns. They want to ban incandescent light bulbs. They want to ban fracking. And they want to ban offshore drilling. What will the Dems want to ban next? I don't know how I turned it into fucking Jeremiah Wright there for a second by the end of it, but on this day of all days, fucked up. But this is what bangs, okay? They want to ban, fucking straight M&Ms. Like that is what like Republicans care about, okay? Content. And this is content. They want to ban gas stoves. That's content.
The original discovery made in November was not disclosed to the public until CBS News asked the White House about it 1 week ago. And a new revelation came Saturday when White House lawyer Richard Sauber said when he went to the president's Delaware home to turn over a single page marked classified to the Justice Department, 5 additional pages with classification markings were discovered among the material.
Well, it's certainly embarrassing, right? I mean, it's embarrassing that you would find a small number of documents, certainly not on purpose.
Democrats say there are key differences between President Biden's situation and the hundreds of classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago.
No, it's not Democrats saying that. It's like people who are normal with a brain that are saying that. Like, what? This is not like a Democrats versus. Oh, God, I hate this. The DOJ gave the exact same opportunity to Donald Trump. Donald Trump refused to take advantage of said opportunity. The Department of Justice is not in the business of rocking the fucking boat. They are there to protect and serve the interests of the wealthy, politicians, corporations. They are not there to just like genuinely advocate for justice or whatever. And they certainly don't give a shit about like documents all that much, okay? Nobody does. The point is, when the DOJ comes to you and says, hey, you have a bunch of these classified documents, that's kind of weird. What's going on there? Can we get those back? And you say, maybe. And then you give some of them back. And then you keep the rest of them deliberately. And then they ask again and you say, nah, not doing that. Then yeah, of course this is going to happen. Because ultimately the docu-saga, okay, the documania, all this like, all this shit back and forth, all this dumbass back and forth about like the documents being mishandled. It's like it's just normal. It's normal. It's like a normal thing that happens. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't know shit. You're right, brother. I'm wrong. You're right, and I'm wrong. I'm so mad that they found fucking classified documents in Biden's house. It just makes me so pissed. I just joined. Okay, well, here's where you went wrong. You are supposed to say, hey, man, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know shit. It's not that you're supposed to say, I don't know shit. You're not supposed to say you don't know shit. Because it seems like you are the one who was confused. Why was your first thing to just be like, I just joined and fuck you? Okay. Here, take a second off to think about that.
Nancy, good morning to you. I think a lot of people the Democrats keep saying there's a big difference, there's a big difference. But if you're a viewer sitting at home, I think it may be hard for you to figure out what the difference is. Moving forward, how do you think this is going to affect the Biden administration?
Well, it is certainly diverting some attention, Gail, from the White House's agenda, at least in the short term. And of course, we have no idea how long the special counsel's investigation is going to last or where it's going to lead. Now, White House officials I've spoken to insist that the public isn't paying all that much attention to this, that Americans care about.
Yeah, they're right, though. Like, this isn't, they're right. I don't know how else to describe this. I keep qualifying this and I keep saying, maybe I'm wrong. But it doesn't feel like it. I don't think I'm wrong. Like, I just don't think people give a shit.
But Democratic lawmakers I've spoken to do worry that this is going to make it much harder to create a contrast with former President Trump and his mishandling of classified documents in the run-up to the 2024 election.
You know what's funny? The irony here is that, like if this actually became a bigger story, if people were like hyper-focusing on this, battle lines would be drawn on it, of course, okay? And Democrats would start getting like really agitated and defensive over Biden, which would then take the conversation away from the very real talking point of whether or not Biden is capable of fucking running next time around. So this would literally help the Democrats even if it did become a story. This, if it became like a serious thing, right? And it became like a national news story that like both sides are supposed to care about instead of like, I don't know, banning gas stoves or whatever. This would actually end up helping Biden if he wanted to run again, because this would galvanize the libs to like draw battle lines. And right now, the real implosion is happening in both parties. On the Democratic side, the implosion is smaller, and it's just basically like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I think this is gonna be a historic fucking re-election because the incumbent is like 800 years old. So does Biden run again? Does he not run again? This is a question that they're going to be dodging until the very last moment, right? Until they can't dodge any longer. So having a conversation like this only improves Biden's chances of re-election and even like galvanizes his base of support, because right now people are looking at it and they're thinking, okay, inflation is high, but it's like kind of stable. Okay. The job market is okay. Not great, but it's not awful. Gas prices have normalized again. Yes, you know, ultimately egg prices are really high and whatever. But if you look at the CPI, or if you look at certain things, if you look at certain prices, like that are at least like somewhat under the control, or whatever people consider to be under the control of the Democratic Party, like they are looking at that and saying like, okay, well, we are now living in this universe, right? The last 3 administrations did this. Isn't Brandon handing over everything and immediately doing things by the book? Yes, it is. Which is why it's not a real story. But the liberal media is like turning this into a real story. Come on, dog. You know shit is much more expensive right now. No, I understand that. Inflation is at an all-time high, but the rate of inflation has stabilized. Like, it was skyrocketing, and now, you know, it's still high, and they're trying to manage it. They're trying to deal with it. And certain prices, certain consumer goods keep going up while others are going down again. Stop saying, come on, dog. I fucking hate this shit so much, dude. I hate when you turn around and try to, when I'm doing political commentary, try to cut this into like your opportunity to be like, Hasan, you're fucking out of touch. When I'm looking at a broader picture, you are literally bringing your own personal fucking experiences with how expensive things are. I understand that. If my assessment was untrue, Joe Brandon would not have hit 50% in his approval rating for the first time in months. He's had the highest rate of approval in the past since the past couple of months, maybe the past year, as a matter of fact. He's experiencing a wave of his disapproval rating is going down and his approval rating is going up, especially in the past couple of months. Right there, you go. And this is like RCP average, which is already pretty fucking. I mean, it's a relatively conservative estimation. Like, they got fucking Rasmussen on here too. If you look at RCP as like as a good poll aggregator, you would have seen a Republican fucking blowout, okay, in the red wave. Right now, Joe Brandon has hit a wave of popularity in recent months, like highest rate of approval he's had in recent months, if not the entire year almost. Like, this is the lowest since July. This is the highest he's gotten to. Part of that is because they consider this to be like, they consider what he's doing to be decent. The less people pay attention to what's going on in politics, the more the Joe Brandon is doing his job. That's it. The more people can just like tune out and go back to brunch and do all this shit, the better Brandon's job is, okay? Because that's what he was elected for, so that people would stop fucking paying attention to politics. The reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because, again, at this very moment, putting a battle line on, Democrats versus Republicans type of conversation around something so insignificant like document mishandling, especially when the person that they're trying to attack is like directly collaborating and immediately fucking listening to the authorities, is going to create a system that's beneficial for Brandon. This will create a process where battle lines are drawn and the Democrats are on one side and the Republicans are on the other, and no one will talk about how fucking awful it will be if Brandon runs again.
The big question now, Gail, going forward is how transparent is the White House going to be with the Republican-led House Oversight Committee, which is seeking...
Yeah, now that's my shit. I can't wait for that, dude. I told you already, it's going to get really fun. It's going to get really fucking fun when all the Republican Party wants to do with this like newfound margin of power is just consistently investigate Brandon, try to impeach him. It'll be great. Is there a chance with this liberal media push to discredit Biden that could help a different nominee hopeful? I don't know. I don't know. I've thought about this a lot, and I genuinely don't know what the fuck's gonna happen within the Democratic Party. I don't know. Like, who the fuck is good? Who is up for the task? Who's gonna be a good person? Well, even good by like Democratic metrics, not even my own. Obviously, if you ask me, I don't think that there is really a long list of people that would be good leaders. But I don't know who the Democrats think is good either. It would be wild if they tried to fucking, put Hillary out there one more time for the one time. You know what I'm saying? God damn, dude. Could you imagine? Oh, my God. Hillary comes back again, dude. Swinging, baby. Whoo! Sheesh! It does also kind of feel like the Obama branch of the Democratic Party has like overtaken the Clinton loyalists in some meaningful ways. So I don't even know if they would allow that. You know what I mean? There are different coalitions within the Democratic Party, and like the Clinton coalition was like pretty fucking powerful for many, many years. That's why and then 2016 was basically like the end of that era, and the Obama coalition basically overtook the Democratic Party. I mean, they're still like pretty close. It's not like they have genuine policy differences or anything like that. So a lot of them can go in and out of both of those coalitions. So, but I don't know. I don't know who the fuck would be the person. Who would be a good person? J.B. Pritzker could be good. Yeah, I agree. Our own big boy, our own billionaire big boy.